What's going on, guys? It's 3 o'clock in the morning, so I'm hungry, so let's eat. Oh, it's cut down day. Trimming the roster down to 53. We got some moves, we got some shaking, we got the great David Sills, RIP. Finally gone. And I don't mean rest in peace, because you know what, I make
The
fun of David
truth
Sills. Well,
is,
what's the truth?
you're not the
Holy
same
crap.
person that you were.
I'm not the same person that I was. I don't make fun of David Sills because he lost a job, because anyone loses their job. But he's a guy that he's gotten so many chances on this roster that I already have a David. I already have a David Sills is gone. Boo hoo. Big Blue forever. Come on, be nice. David Sills is gone. Boo hoo. We also got the Dahmer sitting here in the chat, said reporting for duty. Already hitting the likes button. matey, you gotta hit the likes button. All right, so what do we got going on here, guys? What's the hubbub, Bubs? I mean, we see Cole Beasley looks like that he is out the door, but he's rehabbing from the injury, so there is the talk and the potential that he could still stick around and jump on over to the practice squad. I mean, I don't think there is a we got the boogie, the former second round pick from 2 years ago over with the Buffalo Bills. It's basically just a swap of late round picks. He's got what 4.5 sacks in 2 years. I mean, it's gonna be a depth piece. It's gonna be a special teams piece. I'm not overly. He was gonna get released. Shane swapped the picks because he kind of knew that he wasn't gonna probably be there when the Giants are selecting. So off the waiver wire. So it is what it is. I mean, it's a former. You know what it reminds me of though? It reminds me of the Knicks. It reminds me of the Knicks when the Knicks used to go out and get all the former second round picks, first round picks, and they were going to be the reclamation projects, and the Knicks were going to make them better than they was. They were going to make them stronger and faster, and they're going to just turn them around. No majority of the time that doesn't work, but that's one of those things. What do we got? Dom says, and thank the Lord for that. Of course, that's the David Sills. Tim has gone Pirates. I always have. Tommy DeVito better than Jones at avoiding pressure. I don't know about that because Tommy DeVito was playing against the third teamers in the Home Depoters. He did get waived as well. I saw some idiocy on Twitter that they should have kept him over Tyrod Taylor. And I put it to the point where I said, well, this ain't Madden, guys. This ain't fucking Madden. You don't keep Tommy DeVito over Tyrod Taylor just because you're going to save some cash. Let's see. Can Boogie play left tackle because we need a backup? We need a backup left tackle. We need to back up some of these guard positions. We kind of need to anchor the right tackle position as well. We need a swing tackle, and if Matt from Connecticut's going to be our guy, great balls of fire. We're going to have some problems. We need, you can't start signing people till noon tomorrow. So that's when shit's going to get fast and furious. And I'm not talking Vin Diesel. I've said that a million times before. We got Alex Sports dropping the chat saying, Timmy! Is anyone surprised by any of these cuts so far? I'm really not. Dom also says DeVito did pretty well in preseason, but there's definitely some fundamental aspects of his game that need improving before he can go against first teamers. We got C-Mac saying, hopefully Tommy DeVito clears waivers. I know everyone's all hyped up about Tommy DeVito. I remember when everyone was hyped up about Jake Fromm. And I kept telling people, Jake Fromm, man, he came out of the huddle. He took command of that huddle. He came out of that huddle. Got his troops up to the line. Went over and looked from left, looked from right, made the correct calls, made the correct adjustments, got ready. And as soon as that ball was hiked, you saw he was not an NFL quarterback. I'm not saying that's not Tommy DeVito. I'm just saying you haven't seen DeVito play against anyone really besides the third teamers and Home Depots. We got swing culture coming in. What's up, brother? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything went well where you're living now. Hey, Tim, do you think we can find depth at the right? We're going to have to find it. I think Shane, with moving some of this draft capital, I would have preferred that Shane, if he was going to make a swap in draft capital instead of for the boogie, that he would have went out and tried to do it for someone out there that could have be that swing tackle position. I saw the kid from Detroit got released, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I was dying laughing because it was another thing. Because according to the venerable Pro Football Focus, he had the best pass blocker rating in the entire preseason. That and $1 gets you 75 cents with inflation. I I just like the name. I like the name Tommy DeVito as well. Let's see what Blazing says. I don't think the Giants are done. Oh, yeah, the Giants are going to be scouring the waiver wire. The Giants are going to be looking. Where's Jake Fromm today? He's selling insurance. Todd says if Matt from Connecticut is playing, someone is. I swear to God, if Matt from Connecticut makes this rooster, I swear there's something fun. I am literally coming out of retirement. Because if he, with his performance in this preseason in pass blocking, if he has a job on this team, I'm going to come out and play guard. No, I'm going to come out and play tackle. I'm going to come out and play right tackle. Drinking some of the venerable Black Rifle Pumpkin Spice. Where is Jake from State Farm? He's selling insurance. What does Johnny Rico say? DeVito needs at least a year on the practice squad to get some little season. He needs more than that. He needs to actually go up against NFL talent. What he played against was not NFL talent. No one's claiming DeVito. Yeah, DeVito's going to go through. There's not going to be too much. There's not going to be too much of a problem. Let's see. Third string seemed like, let's see here. I also did I answer my own question. Jacob from the comments. Do we keep Matt? No. Blue New York Blueprints. Shane is secretly stockpiling for waivers and free agents. I know Sills is going to be gone. Beasley will be back. They just wanted him for last year. Now, everyone's all excited about Wando Robinson, and rightfully so. But they're not talking. They're potentially talking that he may not be game ready till week 4. So I don't know if he's going to be any earlier. You don't know if he's going to be later. So you have to keep an eye on that. We have no cut on Matt from Connecticut yet. Zach says, breaking news, Poppycockers has opened a new location in Philadelphia. It's the Philadelphia Poppycockers. Don will be flying out there. I'm trying to see now. Let's see here. We got any other Fast and Furious Giant reports here? Let's take a look. See what we're seeing right now. You also had Darnay Holmes taking a pay cut to stay on the team. I mean, with Holmes, it's. I think it was the only way he was going to stay. You weren't going to keep him on that salary. Is his roster spot safe? I don't think it is. I don't think it is still. O'Shane Zimenez, of course, the former third rounder, got waived. Also from the Giants, 6.5 career sacks. I have an O'Shane Zimenez jersey, which I may auction off. We may auction off, try to get at least $7. Send it to O'Shane. You know what's funny? You look at Boogie and you look at O'Shane. Boogie to me is not really a speed guy. And his rep coming out of college was he didn't have a lot of pass rushing moves. O'Shane at Old Dominion is kind of a speed guy whose rep out of college was he doesn't have a lot of pass rushing moves. It's like you're swapping out. Now you're swapping out the salaries. That's what I'm also questioning about. We got Mr. Alvarez says, Fromm's leading the commies to beat the Ravens. Undefeated preseason was something I thought I would never see. That and $1 gets you $1. Let's see here. Explain, Coach. No need to rush him back. I agree with that. No reason to rush him back whatsoever. Let's say Chris for the love of MMA is in the chat, so you know things are going to go fun. Like it and sub it if you haven't respect him and Big Blue family. Big Blue Furrow. Oh, we got a USO coming in also strong. Week 8 is going to be crazy with all these Giants and Jets fans talking shit. I'm excited about Week 8. I'm excited about Week 8 too. I'm trying to see if we got any more cuts though coming down here. Let's see here. Let's see if we got it because we have to be down to 53 by 4:00. And then once we get kind of finalized here, let's see, let's go to the tracker here. Did anyone get cut that you're surprised about? I do see that there were 9 offensive linemen on the practice field today. It was Thomas, Neal, Matt, Bredesen, Glowinski, you got Big Joshua, Shane Lemieux, and Marcus. You also had Schmitz as the backup. So that, that might be your group. That could potentially be your group. Lawrence Cager wasn't seen on the practice field. I'm a little curious to see if he's going to get moved on from, only because of the fact that I liked Cager. I think if the Giants go to 3 tight ends, he makes sense for the Giants. Let's see here. Cager wasn't on the field, but sounds like he's getting treatment and working out. They're saying so. I love it because you have some people that are just like, I love this one. The Chiefs have just released Patrick Mahomes. I did a tweet earlier today, which kind of cracked me up. because it kind of sums us up. And I wrote, according to the New York Giants Twitter, the Giants will be signing all available free agents, no matter what salary cap or even their fit to the offense or defensive scheme. Luckily, we have a 96-man active roster. I think that, I don't know, I crack myself up sometimes. That pretty much summed it up. Let's see here. Johnny says Matt makes the team only because we have to find a swing tackle before we cut him. Yeah, you know what? I liked Corbin. I think Corbin in some ways had a better preseason than Eric Gray, but one is an undrafted free agent in his second year, and one is a guy that we drafted in the 5th round. Who do you think we're going with? Dominic says Carl Banks. That is still playing special teams. I was rooting for him. I was rooting for Corbin too. I think he's got the speed. I'd like to see. I would like to have seen a little bit more. I've said this before about Eric Gray. Eric Gray does not have that burst. You could see it. He averaged 1.6 yards a carry. He does not have that burst. He plays well, and I like to refer to as in space. If you get him in space with a defender in front of him, he's going to juke that guy out. He's not going to bully him. He's not going to go around him with a quick burst. He's going to figure out a way to get around him, which is great. And he could be a 3rd down back. But if Barkley goes down, if Breida goes down, I'll say Tony Galbraith, Breida goes down, I'm not overly enthused about having him as that guy, that 3rd back. And also, like I said, I don't think you're going to get much out of him in special teams with the punt returns. Alvarez says, what's going on? The O-line sounds like Dookie. Well, it's not that bad. But we do need to find someone. Corbin always gets cut. Matt has a picture of Mara. I'm not saying anything. I like Cager too. He's not a huge weapon, but he's a reliable depth piece. But my phone is beeping. Let's see here. Let's see. Nope, that was just a missed call. Irish Rubber, he was waived. Yep, Corbin. I like Corbin a lot, though. He was waived. Todd says, "Yep, they need to justify." And that's the thing. You're not gonna keep unless there was such a disparaging amount of talent. There was this big discrepancy in talent. You weren't going to get rid of him. And I've said this before. If you're on this roster, the Giants, and you were anywhere between 49 and the 53rd roster spot, don't unpack your bags. Because by noon tomorrow, the Giants will be signing. The Giants will be moving forward. What we got? Blue York Blueprint. We all know that even after 15 minutes cut down today, moves will be made. You won't really know how for a couple more days. Well, it starts at noon tomorrow. Let's see. USO says, quick question. Why are some Giants fans? I don't know. Julian and his brother. I don't know. It's, and I've said it before. This ain't Madden. And I'll say it over and over again. I don't know. Alex says it is early, but I am not impressed by Eric Gray. I thought James Robinson had some nice runs. I thought James Robinson actually he had more yardage, and he actually moved the pile. But then again, are you going to keep your undrafted free agent running back from Jacksonville / the Jets, who you just signed as a filler to Barkley, or are you going to keep your draft choice? Majority of times, organizations keep the draft choice. Let's see. Cager is faster than most linebackers, but not safeties. I agree to that. I agree. Do we have any other reports here? Let's go to Giant Twitter. Let's go to the Giant Twitter sphere here. Let's see here. Context here. Let's see. 53 posts. Let's see. Anyone got any news here? Let's see. We already got that they cut Cole Beasley. Let's see here. I love when people are like, we're going to carry 8 wide receivers. Oh, it looks like Lawrence Cager did make the roster. Let's see here. Let's see. I think, if I'm thinking about this, I was trying to see, and you're going to go Jones and Taylor. Definitely. I don't know if Brightwell makes the team. I haven't heard anything about Gary Brightwell, but you're probably going to go Barkley, Breida, Gray. You're going to go Slayton, Isaiah, Hyatt, Shepard, Campbell, and Wandale Robinson. I think you're going to go Waller, Bellinger, Cager, and then Thomas and some guy who we're not going to say. Bredesen, Big Joshua. You got the Jingleheimer Schmidt, and I think you're going to keep Shane Lemieux, Lewinsky. You're going to keep Marcus and Evan Neal. I think those are the guys you're going to keep on offense. And I think in some ways the defense is going to be pretty well set because you're going to keep Kayvon, you're going to keep Ward. Well, you're going to keep the Nacho. You're going to keep Williams. You're going to keep Dexter. I don't know if DJ Davidson makes this out of the box. I think he might go to the. I don't know where he's going to end up right now. He might go to the practice squad. If not, if he's still hurt, Robinson and Riley have to both make the team. You're going to keep Boogie and you're going to keep Aziz. You're going to keep. Let's see here. You're going to keep Okereke. I think Carter Coughlin makes the team. I think McFadden makes the team. I think Simmons, of course, is going to make the teams. I'm a little shocked by Leave It to Beavers. I thought he would stand out more. To me, he could potentially be a guy that doesn't make the roster if they go a little bit more with someone like Cam Brown. You can probably keep Banks and Flott. You're going to keep Hawkins, of course, and Jackson and Holmes. I don't think Bobby McCain makes this team. I think you're going to keep McKinney, McLeod, Pinnock, Belton, and Owens. I think those should probably end up being your guys. I could be wrong. I'll be wrong. I'll be wrong in 15 minutes. So let's see. The Giants need to find a better swing tackle. Yes, we do. We need to find him in a hurry. I think we hit on Isaiah Simmons. Such a steal. Here's the thing again about Isaiah Simmons. I can't tell you after 3 plays. I know a lot of people went gaga or went and told me I had someone tell me you're just so pessimistic. You're such a pessimistic. You're just some pessimist. I said, why? I said, well, you just looked at Isaiah Simmons and said he was no good. I said, no. I said, I can't judge Isaiah Simmons off of 3 plays in a preseason game versus the Jets. That's what I said. Said I was excited about the pick. I thought the Giants, if they drafted him, I'd be excited about it. But I said, I can't sit there and tell you, oh, well, he's going to be a great guy, because I didn't know. Because I saw him play 3 plays. Sack Attack says James Robinson used to have that burst. Well, the Achilles injury took that burst away from Robinson. I don't think he really ever came back. Especially when he was playing well enough in Jacksonville, but he never really fully recovered, especially when he got over to the Jets. Let's see here. I'm praying Isaiah Simmons becomes a problem for the rest of the NFL. So do I. Let's see here. Zach Tech Simmons got behind the long snapper, but didn't make. Beavers was waived. Okay, thank you. The Beavers was waived. I didn't think he was going to make the team. Everyone got on me the last couple days because I said, leave it to Beavers. To me, he's probably going to end up on the practice squad. I just, he got hurt. He got hurt 2 years ago. I went, I've watched every game. I just didn't see it. But did the Beavers got, bro? You got the T-Brad in the house. It's a party. Ain't no party like a T-Brad party because the T-Brad party don't stop. Let's see. Todd says, great thing about Simmons is he's a free player from them this year. If he sucks, we move on 100% because they didn't pick up the 5th-year option. Could also be a contract you potentially restructure. Beavers got waived. Oh, wow. I didn't see that. I saw that. Gentleman in the front row and the Dunder Mifflin hat, Dunder Mifflin shirt and the Giants hat. You saw that, right? Yeah, I did see that. Let's see. Anything else coming down here? So if Beavers does get waived, you got to figure Cam Brown is probably going to be in. Oh, they released a kid from Detroit. What's his name? The kid that ain't going to be here no more. He was another guy. I didn't see making this roster because of the fact that what they said about him in Detroit was good cover guy off the ball. Susceptible to a double move, does not have any makeup speed. If the receiver gets behind him, that's it. That's what they said about him in Detroit. So I didn't think he was going to make it. Let's see here. Simmons going to wear Galladay's number, which is 19. He is. I like the 40, whatever he had on the other day. Hey, Tim, did Tommy DeVito make Tommy DeVito got cut. Let's see. Zach Attack says, well, we got the release of the former. Yeah, 6 interceptions, 2. Didn't see it. I just didn't see the kid making the team. I'm sorry. Like I said, when the nicest thing they could say about him in Detroit was, oh, I forgot. This is the kinder, gentler Tim. I was told that, like I said, I was too pessimistic, and my cut video was very mean. So, yes, T-Brad, David Sills did get cut today because he sucks, but he's always nice to his mother. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Dom sent me a text the other day because I told her, I said, this is going to be the kinder and gentler Tim. He goes, don't go soft. I said,
that's what she said.
Oh, hey, let's see here. We got to leave it. The Beavers is out the door. For all those who didn't see Beavers getting cut, you're saying damn right now. Beavers just didn't have it. I just didn't see what others saw with him. and I figured you figure McFadden was going to make team. Carter Coughlin played well. And Beavers, like I said, he just I don't think he's ready for the roster. If he makes it on the practice squad, that's great. And from what I understand, he loves dogs. This is the kinder, gentler Tim. Let's see here. Raisin said, I like the team composition. So much competition and so many surprises being cut. Last year, these guys make the team. Can someone say improvement? I don't know if I'm going to say improvement yet. I don't know yet. The schedule's tough this year. So we have to wait. We have to wait and see how the roster kind of wears itself out. The Giants have acquired. We talked about the boogie. Jamison Crowder was released. Jamison Crowder. I thought he could have came on with a punt as a punt returner because I thought we were going to need him a little bit more. What do we got? A text message here. Too funny. Yeah, Jamison Crowder got cut. But he always calls his grandmother every Sunday. Let's see. USO says Sills Armies are gonna riot. I'm surprised Sills Armies hasn't riot. How many chances could David Sills actually get? I mean, seriously, let's just talk about this for a minute. How many chances does he get? What was this, year 4? We did not get enough of a 12-game sample of him last year against NFL competition to know that he can't play special teams and he can't catch the ball when the pressure's on against players that actually belong in the NFL. But he could beat out the third teamers in the Home Depoters without a problem. Dory Jackson is the kickoff punt return right now. Hopefully that's not, is that off the official depth chart, Zach? Because we're going to know in about 9 minutes. I think we should be around 53 men right now. Let me refresh. I'm refreshing as we speak. Let's see. We waived. Let's see here. Beasley did get cut. A lot of people are like, I didn't see that one coming. Oh my God, Beasley. They didn't see Beasley coming. Let's see here. I'm trying to see. Yeah, it looks like Cam Brown looks like he's going to make the team. Some people are saying the Giants are going to carry 6 safeties. If we carry 6 safeties, that's just crazy. Because you have enough young talent in the safety position. I mean, if you take a look at Jason, if you take a look at Belton, I like Owens a lot, and you have McKinney and McLeod. I mean, I wouldn't keep another safety because you can also slot Isaiah Simmons into that safety role because he played 46% of his snaps last year in the slot. So you don't even need another one. Oh, no more Victor Cruz 2.0. There's lots of Victor Cruz. Did Shane Lemieux get cut? I think Shane Lemieux right now has made the rooster. Let's see here. I made Tim lose his train of thought. Yeah, me. Yeah, that was me. Unofficially as of right now. What is that unofficial right now? That he's going to be a term. I cannot see the Giants going into the season with Eric Gray returning punts and kicks. I really can't. Did anyone see any explosiveness out of this kid? And either kickoffs or punt returns. I like the kid. I met the kid. I think he's great. I had a conversation with him. I thought he was a great kid. But does anyone see any correlation that he has that ability to bust? The thing about the Giants, unless you're going back to like McConkey, going back to 86, you wanted a guy that could at least get you some positive yardages in a forward direction. You don't want a guy that's just going to catch the ball. That's what McConkey did. That's why Parcells brought. People forget in 86, McConkey was waived. McConkey was gone. The Giants brought him back towards the end of the season because of the fact that he was a respectable enough punt returner in regards to the fact that he didn't fumble and create a turnover. That's why Parcells liked him. I just don't see that with Eric Gray. I thought Beasley was going to get a starting job.
Gentlemen, what brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
He's another guy that came in against the third teamers and Home Depoters and played well. Jamison Crowder came in and did the same thing. He actually had more yards on less catches than Cole Beasley that first game. Let's see. How about signing Mickens to the practice squad and elevating him on game day? That's the other thing people have to remember. Your last 4 spots probably are probably going to be, and that's a great point, Zach. They're probably going to be on a rotational basis with your guys on the practice squad. You're probably going to be swapping these guys out depending on your competition or who you're playing that week. So a lot of these guys that are not making the active roster and clear waivers, they're probably going to go back to the practice squad because they know the Giants and the other system. We got 6 minutes. Let's see here. Blue Moon River. Let's see the Giants. What's the name? They cut Harlow. I'm trying to say I can't find anything else. So many people are into the boogie. So many people are into the boogie. I don't know. I'm just not seeing the boogie. I just like saying the boogie. Put some boogie in your butt. Put a rubber band in your butt. To put a tiny man in your butt. Sorry. Old Saturday Night Live skit. Christopher the MMA loves that sound clip. I love the Lawrence Taylor one as well. Zacatech says, if we had Beasley came in 6 years ago as a starter, that would make sense. That really would have made sense. Will Sterling Shepard, says the Rover, be our kick returner and punt returner? I don't think so. I don't think you're going to go with the guys that had a knee and an Achilles injury the last 2 years and say, hey, listen, go out and return some kicks. I don't see that happening. I have to laugh. Because I always laugh. I'm always having a good time. Someone even said to me at the game the other night, they're like, you know what I love about you? You're always just having a good time. Well, yeah, because life's too fucking short. You gotta have a good time. But I lost my train of thought now, so we're gonna go back to the chat. If we had Dallas Cole Beasley, it would be a different story, but we had a declining Cole Beasley. That's true. Big Blue Blueprint says Beasley will be back. Sean is freeing up some money and making some rounds. Trust me, I read up on Beasley's cut release. Here's the problem with Beasley. Beasley's also still coming back from an injury. So I'm not going to get a guy who played with Moses and hopefully he can come back in time for the start of the season. I think your wide receiver room is going to be kind of set. I do see it. I'm trying to see here. Let's go. I had my little roster list and I lost it. I lost it. So let's see here. I lost my thing. Did Ivan Pace Jr. make the Minnesota Vikings? Because I think that's a guy, if you're looking for like a middle linebacker. Yeah, he's on the smaller side. I liked him coming out of college, but I liked Ivan Pace Jr. I think he was a guy. If he's a guy that clears waiver, I think the Giants could potentially go for him for there as well. Let's see here. With the boogie, just makes me laugh. If he makes a mistake, he will actually be blamed it on the boogie. Let's see. Carlos is a good people pusher, but not much else. Quick twitch to get around the tackle. I agree. Shepard hasn't returned. I was going to say, Zach, I don't think Shepard has returned kicks. Oh, so Ivan Pace Jr. did make the Vikings. That sucks. I was hoping they were going to waive him. So no, I was going to say, I don't think Shepard's returned kicks since his rookie season. So I think we got to worry about that a little bit. Todd says Cole Beasley would be on the couch in November if we need him. He could be a Chase Blackburn. Let's see here. Irish Server says, I only asked because Shepard, because I thought I saw him do a kick return against the Jets. I don't remember that. Let's see. Zach says Ivan Pace Jr. did make the team. Okay. Ivan Pace lays the lumber on the ball. I watched all of the Minnesota Vikings games. I don't know why. I had that NFL Plus where you get all the preseason games live. So I watched all the Viking games and he really stood out. You need a boogie sound effect ASAP. We are going to have a boogie sound effect. We are going to have, I'm going to give you a preview. I'm not going to give you a preview because they're not all finished yet, but this year we have the Waller sound effect that we're already ready for him.
Jones to Waller, first down.
So we have the Waller sound effect. We will have a boogie sound effect if he plays well. We are going to have an Isaiah Simmons sound effect, and we may even have a new Daniel Jones sound effect. Ooh, saucy. Blame it on the boogie. I like that. Dom says we can't blame it on the sunshine. We got Blade saying Boogie Nights, 2 minutes until the final 53-man roster. 2 minutes, 1 minute and counting. Dude. We just have the 24 music. Let's go to Giants.com. The Giants also voted on their team captains. The Giants now have See, it's a 50-man roster. They now have 47 team captains. Now they have 10 again this year. They got Jones, Barkley, Thomas, Waller, Lawrence, Williams, Okereke, McKinney, Jackson, and the Gano. The Gano has it. Let's go back to see if we got some more roster moves here coming up here. Transaction, every move made by the New York Football Giants. Let's see here. I mean, I don't really see any. Like I said, I wasn't shocked by Beasley. I wasn't shocked by Beavers. I wasn't shocked by DeVito. I mean, seriously, is there anything on this roster right now after watching, or maybe you didn't watch all the preseason, but is there anything on this roster right now that you see that you're just like, damn, what the hell were the Giants thinking? Let's see. Here's Zach Tex. Matt Jones should sue the Patriots for emotional damage for having Joe Judge as his offensive quarter. We have the initial 53. Looks like we're at 4:00 today, so that is supposed to be activated. Let's see if we go to teams here and the Giants post their depth charts. Let's see here. I don't know how many. No, they still got all their guys here. The Giants don't upside. The other thing I don't like about the Giants is they don't update their website quickly. They don't. They really don't. They've always been very slow at updating their website. Let's see here if we can get an official or unofficial 53. Let's see. He says he's hoping. Wanda Rom says he's hoping for week 1, but he's not committal. Giants are saying week 4. Let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to let's see. Sterling Shepard. We got the Boogie. O'Shane Zimenez. O'Shane.
You see?
The only problem with O'Shane is, like I said, O'Shane was a bust as what, a 3rd round pick? You bring in the Boogie, who's been a bust in the 2nd round pick the last 2 years. It's just a swap to me. Let's see here. It's funny how Twitter yesterday had that some Giant fans wanted Cohen as a punt return, quick return. It is crazy. Why would they want a player who has an ACL, MCL, and a broken leg and hasn't played since 2020 on their team? Because it's a name. Because it's Madden. USO, this. It's Madden, dude. It's Madden. I'm fixing myself. I got a rib injury. I go to the chiropractor and I go to the physical therapist because I got a compression in my neck and my spine. What do? They pop me. They pop me in the freaking rib. Go figure that one out. So now I'm wearing this rib thing around. I got a rib thing around me. Let's see here. We got the Big Dom coming in. Thoughts? So we had a super chat. Of course, all super chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. Thoughts on Hyatt Sauce matchup? I really don't have thoughts on it. I know Twitter went kind of crazy about it. I don't have thoughts on a play that ended up as an incompletion. You could say it was a bad throw. Sauce did get a hand on it. You could say that Hyatt had a step. You could say that as well. But I just don't have a thought on the matchup itself because of the fact that it's preseason doesn't mean anything. You're going to have Daniel Jones, not Tyrod Taylor next year. I mean, in a couple weeks throwing the ball. So maybe that changes the outcome of the pass. Maybe Sauce takes the play a little bit more seriously. I mean, I don't know. They didn't. I mean, maybe the defensive line? I don't know. Like I said, I know everyone wants to make, and I'm not making fun of you, my friend. I'm just saying, I know everyone wants to make something out of anything in reference to Jalen Hyatt. And this is a guy that some Giant fans didn't want in the 1st round. This is a guy that, when he made the team, when he was drafted in the 3rd round, people went crazy, but now people are just going nuts. I told the story. I was at the game against the Jet game. We're not Jet game. We're at the Carolina game, and he drops his first pass, and the guy sitting next to me is going, "Look at that! See, I told you, it's Tim Carter, number 84, former Giant." A couple plays later, Tyrod Taylor drops it in the bucket for a long touchdown. Look at that! He's Randy Moss. That kid better strap on that helmet tight because he's going to get whiplash trying to figure out these fans. But thank you for the super chat. Of course, all super chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. Collins says, was hoping the Cam Brown era had ended. Special teams, no value as a regular player. I don't, yeah. He really is. He really is just a special teamer, and he has been. But like I said, I think he plays special teams better than the Beavers. Gee, Wally. I didn't make the team. Big Blue also. Blue New York says, Hyatt was burning Sauce. Dance had to grab Hyatt's jersey to slow him down. Sauce, it doesn't matter. It was preseason. It's literally, I remember summer practices and I remember summer scrimmages in college. I remember that. And, but these are also guys that were just like, yeah, it's summertime. Yeah, you had to compete, but it doesn't count. Connor also says Giant fans wanted Tommy DeVito over Tyrod Taylor. This is going on. That was going on Twitter. It was driving me insane because people are like, we should just cut him, Tyrod Taylor, and just go with Danny DeVito. And Danny DeVito might have the same outcome as Tommy DeVito. Tommy will be back. Tommy's not getting picked up by anybody. And I think that's pretty much what's going on. I'm trying to see if there's anyone out there right now on this market that the Giants should potentially take a look at here. Let's take a look at, let's go to the NFL team releases. And let's see if there's let's go here, go team by team. Let's see here and see if there's anyone that you're just so standing out about. I mean, you're just so crazy about. And honestly, I'm looking. If you go to, let's go. You go. There's gonna be some people the Giants need to figure out. You gotta get a new swing tackle. You gotta get a swing tackle. And that's just what it's going to be. I'm trying to go through all these teams quickly. I think the Colt McCoy one shocked me a little bit. Who was the kid from the Lions, the offensive lineman that everyone would gaga about? I do like the I know the kid Doss got released out of Carolina, but I forget what position he plays. But I mean, you get cut for a reason. Deion Jones is the other big name that you hear about a lot. I know a lot of people. I've talked about him a couple years ago, and that's Michael Jordan, and that's not the basketball player. That is the guy out of Carolina that could potentially. Alex Leatherwood got released also from the Bears. Let's see here. I meant Sauce. Yeah, I know what you meant. It's all good. Spell check does suck, but a Sauce dance would be good. What is it? The freaking Rankin says, "Hey Tim, just came into the chat. Did you already touch on the boogie?" We touched on the boogie a little bit. We try to keep the boogie out of our butt and keep the boogie out of our nose. Right now, technically, you have to call him a second round failure, not a speed guy, a twitchy guy. Can get around. I don't know if he's got that initial burst to get around defenders. I liked him coming out of the draft. I actually remember mentioning him 2 years ago. I think he said 4.5 sacks over 2 years. I mean, backup positionally, you're fine. You didn't really trade anything. You're swapping late round draft choices. So you're not really giving up much. You are taking on that second round. I mean, you are taking on a former second rounder who hopefully has the potential to become a good backup, because the Giants need a quality backup defensive end. His issue coming out of college, and this reminds me so much of O'Shane Ximines, was his issue coming out of college was they all said the same thing: good pass rusher, no pass rushing moves. Thing with O'Shane Ximines was coming out of Old Dominion: good speed, good pass rusher, one pass rushing move. And it's kind of the same correlation. And in some ways, I probably would have liked to keep the guy that had already been on the team, but then it's also the unknown. You have the unknown of we're bringing someone in. Let's see. Bubber Pool was also released. Let's see. RF says it's not a rib thing. It's a bra. Sorry, I had to. No, it's a rib thing. I wish it was. Yeah, I don't need a bra. It's a rib thing. It's right here. You know what it is? It's either muscles out of place, or I forget what they say, or or ligament on the muscle thing. I don't know. It hurts like a son of a bitch. And I love it because they get you in this chair, and when you go to the chiropractor and rehab and everything, and they put you in, and this lady, a very small lady, goes on your back and goes slam into the chair. And I told her 2 weeks ago, I felt something pop. And she goes, "Well, that's your back." I'm like, "Well, unless they move my back to my front." No, something popped. So then I went again 2 days ago, and now I got the same problem. Mike says, "Do you think we should bring in another quarterback to challenge for number 2, not DeVito?" I mean, if you look, you got Colt McCoy out there. Colt McCoy, familiar with New York. I mean, I don't think there is is there a standout quarterback? You got, what's his name? You got, you got Peterman, And the only reason I bring up Peterman is because he's got the connection, with Buffalo. Trevor Siemian got waived. I mean, do you really want to go from Tyrod Taylor to Trevor Siemian? No, I don't think. What's his name? I'm trying to think of anyone. I'm trying to think of anyone else that is just like a standout, wide receiver. I mean, quarterback that you just like. And the thing is, a lot of these guys are just going to make. I mean, DeVito is going to be back. DeVito is going to be back in the practice. I'm scouring here for quarterbacks that I could see that could make. Caden Smith got waived, the former Giant. He got sent on his way by the Indianapolis Colts. I just saw that just came through on my we'll call it the teletype. Bobby Evans also got released out of Jacksonville. I mean, that could be some of the Giants could take a look at as well if they really wanted to. Let's see here. Oh, well, Darrell Williams also got released by Jacksonville. Again, that's another one. That's another one if you want to go back. I mean, I'm not really seeing a quarterback, like I said, Nathan Peterman, man. That's the only thing I can think of. You have that connection with Buffalo and Shane, but I don't think they're going to go that way. Brett Rippon got released. What's his name? The quarterback Cunningham, did he get released? Is he still floating around? I'm trying to see here. I'm looking at the Giants cut list here. Seeing if there's any other names I'm seeing. But yeah, it looks like those are the names right now that we're getting right here. But I'm not really seeing another quarterback out there that's going to drive me crazy for the Giants. And yeah, we have to go out and get this guy. Let's see. RF says, seems like Beaver didn't make it. Kind of surprised. Like I said, I was not surprised with that. I called it earlier that I didn't think the Beavers was going to make it, only because I wasn't at camp all the time, but we were at camp for an extended period of time. And I just kind of didn't see what other people were seeing with the Beavers. So I mean, that's kind of it is kind of what it is. Let's see here. Let's see. Please bring back Tim Carter. Please don't bring back Tim Carter memories. Number 84, Tim Carter. New York also did Rourke make the cut with the Jags or the Panthers? I don't know. I have to take a look at that. Mike also says, also, who is on the waiver claims you want the most who you want released? Like I said, I want an offensive lineman. I think if you're going to go for a swing tackle, I mean, he's not the greatest, but like I said, I like Michael Jordan out of out of Carolina. I've liked him a couple of years ago. He's a guy that has the versatility, but the problem is the guy that you're going to bring in is got to be better than Matt from Connecticut. I've also liked, but I think he's a guard though. I can't remember. Jalen McKenzie. I believe Jalen McKenzie. I believe he was with Seattle. I'm not sure if he got waived as well. Let's see here. John Wolford, the quarterback, got waived. Tennessee Titans. Let's see here. I'm trying to see here. I mean, who was it? Was it the kid with the Lions that everyone was going crazy about when they released? Because he had, like I said, according to Pro Football Focus, he had the highest rated ranking of all pass blockers in the entire preseason. Yeah, that and $1.50 got him cut by the Lions. You got it. Like I said, I just would like to find some depth. I am worried to death that the Giants are going to run into a situation where you turn around, you lose one of your starters on those tackle positions, or even in those guard positions, and you're stuck with what we have. What's his name? Was it? I'm trying to think. You know who's also got released from the Lions, and he would be an interesting. And he's bounced around a little bit. Is Bobby Hart? Bobby Hart was also formerly with the Giants not too long ago. He would be another guy that could be interesting to bring in as well. Let's see that. Thoughts on Sam Howell? Sam Howell's a big kid. I mean, I don't know. My thoughts on Sam Howell is I'm hoping he's the starting quarterback when the Giants play him. I do not want to see Jacoby Brissett. I'd rather see Sam Howell because we don't know what Sam Howell is. And I saw Sam Howell last year. It was nice because, like I said, we were on the field last year at the game, and we saw Sam Howell. Sam Howell's a big kid. He was, it's my thoughts are this. I would rather see Sam Howell start for the Washington team. 100%. 150%. I also got excited that Malik Willis was like he's going to be the starting number 2 quarterback. But I mean, is there anyone else out there, guys? Is there anyone right now at 4:14 as we are now 14 minutes after the hour? Let's see. The Giants' full 53-man roster just came up on my screen. Let's see. It's the final roster. It's the final roster until noon tomorrow. Continue to a live event. I don't want to continue to a live event. Who the hell cares? I'm doing a fucking live event. Just tell me what the final freaking 53-man roster is. Let's see. Your teams are finalized. I mean, it's I don't know. Let's see. Justin Pugh, I believe Justin Pugh is available, but Justin Pugh also, you have to remember, the former Giant from out of Syracuse. His claim to fame, or the issue that they said that he has, because he had the T-Rex arms, little short arms, didn't seem to bother him. Didn't seem to stop him. I hurt. He's been hurt. Let's see your thoughts on the Giants season record this year. The Giants season record this year is interesting because of the fact that you kind of have this you kind of have these two camps, and there really hasn't been anything in between. I've seen everywhere from 11 wins, and I've seen everywhere to 6 wins. I think Vegas has the Giants at 7.5. It's just such a disparity because of the fact that there seems to be no middle ground. There seems to be no middle ground whatsoever. And I think that's going to be kind of the interesting thing. Will says, I feel like the Giants are going to make a deep run this year. Something's just telling me that we figured it out and we're rolling on what we got. I hope you're right, because the fact that, like I said, if we have any type of injury right now, if we have any type of injuries on this offensive line, it's going to be bad, because the depth we have now is just not there. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm not saying that to be rude. I just don't see the depth. And I get a little concerned because I also don't see the depth at the linebacker position. And I think that will need to be addressed at some point or another with it. Don't forget to hit the like button when you come in the chat. I think the linebacker position still needs to be addressed. Will there be, there's going to be no more trades. No more trades in reference to saving us from the, from saving us from having to go through waivers. But I just don't see the depth. And I get very concerned that the Giants are going to have these guys that are going to turn around, and there's going to have an issue, and there's going to be an injury, and you're going to get your quarterback killed. And I love it because people are like, well, you hate Daniel Jones. I'm not saying I hate Daniel Jones, but I'm saying this. I also don't want to see the guy get whacked. I don't need to see what I saw in Detroit from old Matt. Because Matt was going to get DeVito or Tyrod Taylor, destroyed. Big news also coming out. Deontay Banks is switching to number 25. That's per Art Stapleton. We got a little, are we going to get a little Mark Collins sighting? Bailey Zappa was also released by the Patriots, so maybe that's another guy that the Giants could potentially come in there. It looks like Gary Brightwell did make the 53-man roster. So it does look like we're going to have Brightwell, and it looks like we're also going to, which is kind of shocking to me because Brightwell does nothing extremely well, but he has great hair. Again, this is the kinder, gentler Tim. He's going to be the 4th running back. He's special teamers. Like I said, I just didn't see especially with Bryce Ford Wheaton going down. I didn't see the Giants carrying more than 6 to 7 wide receivers. I just didn't see that happening. And so I guess you got to kind of keep Brightwell in the mix then. But are you really going to get a lot out of him? Are you really going to get a lot out of Brightwell outside of special teams? Let's see. RF says, I know it's an expert ranking, but many had the Giants as one of the teams with the best backup quarterback during the offseason. Tyrod Taylor now is 47 years old, 58 years old. He is the OG QB. He's still got some wheels. He's still got some speed, but you're going to ride the Daniel Jones train throughout the season. And you're going to have to hope that Daniel Jones gets protected. You're going to have you're going to hope that Daniel Jones, sally forwards and move forward. And that's what you're going to have to keep your eyes on. Mike says, do you think with so many teams struggling to get good quality offensive linemen, it is a talent issue or bad coaching? It's interesting because I'm actually going to do a video about this. I think a lot of this, Mike, is bad coaching. And I'm going to tell you this. I don't think it's bad coaching at the NFL level. I went to a Pop Warner. I guess like a year ago. I went to a Pop Warner practice. A friend of mine was coaching the Pop Warner team. And, I was watching what they were teaching. I was watching the techniques, and, Pop Warner is very, very low end football because, your kids are so youthful, but they weren't teaching technique. They weren't teaching technique positionally. I remember Pop Warner being taught, okay, this is you're a linebacker. This is the stance you need to be in. You need to do this. You need to move your head. You got to, don't tuck your shoulder. Don't ever put your head down. Always keep your head up on a swivel. Lead with your shoulder. Wrap around. Drive with your legs. I remember being taught proper technique right from day one. So I think a lot of the issues that some of these guys are having, I don't think they're actually learning the correct techniques in the lower levels, and then they're coming into the NFL and they're expected to excel. But the problem is you're no longer going up against talent that you're better than in a lot of the cases. A lot of the cases when you're in college, you can beat someone athletically, but if they have the proper technique and they understand how to play their position on the defensive side of the ball, and you're an offensive lineman and you don't know how to do this, that's when you guys get in trouble. And we're actually going to do a video about that. C. Sanders says, what are the chances of Miami this year? Because I'm going to that game. I think we got a good chance against Miami. I think Miami's an improving team. I think they're an improving defense as well. I'm not sold on Tua. Anything can happen with Miami. That's the thing. Miami is a roll of the dice for the Giants or any other team this year. Tim, how do you feel about the Hawkins? I like Hawkins. I liked him a lot. I think he did get burned on certain plays, and he did get turned around. In the Carolina game, he got made look. The one receiver made him look silly, and it was a big gain, but it came back on a penalty. And that's what you're going to happen there. You're going to have these learning curves with him because he's learning the position. He's learning to play in the NFL. I think he's got the talent. I think he's got the range. I think he's got the size. I think it's crazy to think that the Giants were ever going to go Banks and Hawkins on the outside against Dallas and keep Adoree Jackson in the slot. I've said it a million times before. Adoree Jackson's, if you're going to want to put him on CeeDee Lamb, that's fine. But here's the case with CeeDee Lamb. You just leave him there and you shadow him with Adoree Jackson. So if CeeDee goes in the slot like he likes to a majority of the time, you roll him over there. And, make it simple. I remember watching Purton in the college and thought he was going to be a good, and that's why I'm not an NFL scout. I love it because I talked about Matt the day they drafted him. And you can go back and watch the videos, and I've said 4 years, maybe 4 years, he'll become an adequate starter. He didn't have the size. He had the length. You saw that he didn't have the especially what you saw that he didn't have the muscular physique or the power. He tried lifting weights. He hurt his back. I just never saw it. I remember people in the second year of Andrew Thomas telling me that Matt was going to be better than Andrew Thomas.
Now, gentlemen, what brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
We got the Rover just having a good time. Just having a good time. Oh, these lights are hot today. RF also says, Brightwell was a Judge Gettleman pick since right after the draft. He said his career goal was not to become a special teamers coach, not win the starting job 1,000 yards. Hey, listen, he's our special teams guy. What position room do you think is the strongest this year? Oh, honestly, right now, I want to say you're going to have to say the defensive backs in regards to the safety room. Because I think you have the most talent, because you have to slide Isaiah Simmons as a quasi linebacker safety. It looks like Isaiah Simmons is going to wear 19. Why would you want to wear the kiss of death? Let's see. Max Dugan, he got released by the Chargers, another quarterback. Why would you want to switch to 19 and be the kiss of death? I mean, seriously, why would you want to do that? I don't get that. I don't get people. Someone once told me, you know what? You're not put on this earth to get it. I was dying because I was talking to a friend, And there are so many things that were said back in my day, back in the late 80s, early 90s, said by coaches and the coaching staff and things to player in high school and college that you can never get away with now. You can never say it now because somebody would get offended, someone would get sued, or they would lose their job. And I just laughed because I was talking to a friend, and he goes, "Remember this guy that we had in spring, in summer practices?" And he goes, and I said, "Yeah." And I said, "Which one are you talking about?" And he goes, "The guy that, used to yell at people and tell them to go back to the locker room for their purse." And I had to think about it for a moment, and I couldn't think about what the hell he was talking about. And then he said it. And he said it because this guy used to always tell the defensive players, he goes, "You know what you need to do?" And he would do it in a straight face. "You know what you need to do? You need to go to the locker room, put your vagina back in your purse, and come back out on this field." But he didn't say vagina. He said another word. But you couldn't say that now. Someone would get offended. We got the Admiral in here, says, let's get them likes up, boys, and get the likes up. Get 31 likes. Get 60-something people. I had 80 and something people in this room. I just thought I would do. I mean, normally I don't do streams till Sunday, but I thought it would just be nice to do a stream today. And I'll have a video out too as well. Let's see here. I'm trying to see if there's any other breaking news here. Let's see here that we need. The Jalen Smith got released. Isn't Jalen Smith tired of getting released? I like Jalen Smith, but I'm still happy that Banks is going to 25. I'm really happy about him going to 25. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I miss Mark Collins. I mean, could that be it? Is it because I miss Mark Collins right now that I'm happy that he's going back to number 25? Let's see here. Let's see. No, the expert rankings, but had the Giants. Oh yeah, we talked about that one as well. Let's see here. RF also said the tight end Giants, Jalen Smith's covered nearly. Never mind, they're releasing. Yeah, Jalen Smith. I feel bad for anyone that gets cut. I really do, because of the fact that at the end of the day, you're losing your job. And I know I sometimes make fun of it, and I know I sometimes say things that make people upset because I'm making fun of it. But you are losing your job, and it's anything else out there. You don't want anyone to not have a job, except for David Sills. What are we going to do? We're no longer going to have the dangerous David Sills. We're not going to have that anymore. What are we going to do with that? We're not going to have that anymore. But you don't want to see anyone lose their jobs. You really don't. Will Sills will come back to the practice squad? I guess. Tommy DeVito looks like he's going to come back to the practice squad. I see him clearing waivers. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else on here that is really shocking to me. There's really nothing shocking to me. Like I said, with this raw, a lot of people are still shocked by Beavers. I just didn't see it. Sorry. Sorry. Todd also says, and some of these guys are losing their last job. And that's the other thing. Thank you, Todd. A lot of these people, you have guys that are losing their last chance opportunity to be an NFL player. I know how much that sucks. Not that I ever lost a chance to be an NFL player. I lost a chance to continue to play in college because of the fact I ripped up my knees. And when it's over, it's over. There's no goal watch. There's no ceremony. You're just done. You got to go into the real world. You got to go into real life. You got to go and get a job. So while I make fun of this, but like I said, it's nothing to joke about, because it's like if your father or mother or wife or husband loses their job, they lost it. It's gone. That's why, so like I said, we can make fun of it and just. Mr. Alvarez says, and let's see the other players from the Bills and the Jets that we can steal again. Shaq says, I think everyone feels that all NFL players are millionaires. That's the other thing, Zach. A lot of people think because the average salary in the NFL is like $2.8 million or something like that. I can't remember what it was. I remember when it cracked just $1 million. That's the average salary, including people like Aaron Rodgers and the Daniel Jones contract, the Mahomes and all that. That's accumulating all these people. You got a lot of guys making less than, you make, and here's the thing people don't get. You make $1 million. Okay, let's say you're an NFL player and you're making $1 million. 10 to 15% goes immediately to your agent or your lawyer. You're going to lose another 30 to 40% of that money in taxes. Because you are an entertainer, you will pay state taxes on that money in any state that you play in. So let's say you're playing in Dallas. I don't know what the tax is in Dallas. Let's say it's Dallas. You're going to pay state tax in Dallas. So that millions of dollars is not $1 million. So you can't look at it that way. I also feel bad for players that are under 30 and are so good they just dropped off, like Jalen Smith, Miles Jack, etc., like that. Pro Bowler under 30, and then you don't have a job. They have no job. Not only are you losing your job, but you're losing the most important thing in your life since you were 6 years old. And that's that's a great point. And I've talked about no state tax in Texas. Fuck, I knew it. I was trying to think of state with state tax. I knew Florida didn't have it. I should have went Philadelphia. But that's the other thing. And I've talked about this before. I talked about this the other day. We talked about and I'm always open and honest about that. My physical ailments. Right now, I have compression in my in my back and my spinal cord. The vertebrae are compressed in my neck and my back because of sports. And I laugh because the doctor and the orthopedist and the other person I'm working with was like, did you play any sports as a kid? And I thought about it. I was like, well, 2 years of Pop Warner, 4 years of high school, another 3 years in college. So when everything was said and done, at the end of my college career, I'd already played football for 9 years. That's what I knew. To his point, that's what I knew since I was like 11 years old, and it was gone. It was gone in a heartbeat. And that was something I knew. Like that something was just gone. That part of my life was then over. And that's why I'm like, I make fun of people. I also try not. Thank you for the super chat. All super chats go to the Children's Hospital. Rusty Nail says, for the love of God, can we please stop running this year? I am still very concerned the teams are going to run everything to the outside again. You have the Nacho. You have Ashawn. You have Leonard Williams. You have Dexter Lawrence. You would hope that Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams were voted by the venerable Pro Football Focus to be the top run-stopping duo in the NFL. Interior linemen. They played last year too, and they weren't. And I'm with Rush Snails. For the love of God, we need to stop someone. And the problem is, I get concerned about that. Outside of Bobby Okereke, now Isaiah Simmons, I am concerned about that second level once they get into the secondary. Unless you are going to take someone like I mentioned before, maybe play the big nickel. Put out, have Pinnock, Belton, and a McKinney all on the field at the same time with Isaiah. Kind of do what we did with Logan Ryan and Peppers a couple years ago. They were on the field and they played something like 70% of their snaps in the box. We have to find a way to stop the run. And you're hoping with all the reinforcements that they have brought in. And I like Jordan Riley. I did a video that I thought Jordan Riley was going to be a surprise person to make this team because he's a guy to me that fills the gap. He may not be the initial point of contact, but he understands his assignments and he understands how to fill his gap assignments. And I think that's I think that's why he made this team. Zach said Giant players have to play in New York. Yes, they pay that's true. They play New Jersey state tax. I like how we get into taxes. Michael says you're lucky to play in college. Never mind the NFL. That's why players like Antonio Brown piss me off. You know what? It's you got players that waste talent. And I never had a lot of talent. I tell people that. I always talk about I always pontificate about the time I had 19 tackles in one game, but I also don't talk about the 11 tackles I missed. So, like I always say, bad players on bad teams still have to make the tackles. But it was always just a part of my life forever. What do we got here? Thanks to the inside defensive line will be our strong. I still think the safety room is going to be our strongest position. I do think the safety room is going to be, and I think the safety room is going to kind of bleed over into the linebacker room. I really do, because I think you have enough guys. Let's see here. Let's see here. Malik Davis got cut also. I see here. Can Malik Davis? I like Malik Davis. What is he got cut by Dallas? Did he get cut by Dallas? It's hard to go through. It's hard to go through all these cuts because there's a lot of them. All right, just for you, Mr. Alvarez.
Gentlemen, was bring.
No, I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night.
That's what Wink should do. That's exactly what Wink should do. He should just blitz all night. Just keep coming. Do like the Philadelphia Eagles do. Come at people in waves. You bring in your safety. You drop your linebackers. You blitz your safety. You blitz a corner. And the other thing we need to worry about is also still holding containment. We need to hold containment on these edges. That's the other problem we had a lot big with last year. And I hope when you're bringing in some speed guys, and I hope we're bringing in some guys. I'm trying to find, what happened to the wink attack? We had a wink attack sound effect. I don't know where that went. I don't know. I could just push all the buttons till I find it.
Gentlemen,
What's your...
This town.
I can you was able to say
And make the.
that breaks. Your what?
There it is.
Warning.
What?
There it is.
Warning, it's the wink attack.
That's what we need. We need the wink attack.
Warning, it's the wink attack.
Took me for. I just like pushing all the buttons.
That's what she said.
Oh my God. Let's see here. The Giants will blitz all night. Yes, Zach Tech also says, do you think Wink will adjust his defense or will he keep blitzing on third down? I think you have to. I think he's going to have to adjust. I probably should have rephrased that sentence. I think he's going to have to adjust because I think he's going to have to adjust to his personnel because Wink is used to having the defensive linemen / linebackers. Now he's going to kind of have the defensive tackles / safeties. And you're going to have to hope that Azeez Ojulari and Kayvon Thibodeau play a better role or a bigger role in stopping the run. For everyone that loves Kayvon Thibodeau for his pass rushing ability, everyone forgets the first, and I've talked about this before, we all forget the first 14 games. We really did nothing. We all remember the last 3 games. He had 46 combined. He had 40, was it 46? How many tackles did he have? He had 49. He had 49 combined tackles. In 14 games, he had 49 tackles and 4 sacks. Kayvon Thibodeau did. We all remember, like I said, we all remember the last games. We don't remember the first 14. And he's going to have to get consistent. I heard Malik Willis is going to be the second quarterback there. Dom says, I'm right off the bed. I'll guarantee it'll be asleep before Tim labels the soundboard. Shut up, Dom. Nobody likes you.
Get draft, baby. Yeah.
There we go. Thanks, Tim. Have yourself a good evening room. RF also said, hoping that Boogie and Jihad, we have the defense that is going to help set the edge and help create contain and help to create the. Here's the thing. You need to have your defensive tackles. Yes, 100% set the edge, but you need to have a quality outside linebacker to maintain that edge and make sure that if they get past that, they don't get into the second level. That's all I'm at. That's all I'm asking. And on a random note, the Pats waived Bailey Zappa. We just talked about Bailey Zappa. I was actually kind of surprised they waived Bailey Zappa. We got the Jersey Beaner. What's up, Tim? Sills has got to go. Sills is gone. David Sills is cut. We got the sports critic also coming and saying, what's up, Tim? What's going on? We got the Admiral saying, let's see here. When was the mass for David Sills? Sports critic says, was there any surprising cuts for you? No. Because I think the biggest ones that are surprising people was the Beavers cut, and I already said I didn't think he was making the team. Cole Beasley, I wasn't shocked about. I wasn't shocked about Beasley Cole at all. I personally didn't think he was making the team either. I can't really sit there and say. I understand what the Giants did with the Boogie. I am kind of surprised that O'Shane got moved on from. Because I kind of felt that O'Shane was O'Shane has more speed than the Boogie, but I understand he's been here 4 years, so you have to move on, and you're bringing in someone that's an unknown. former second-round pick. So you got to kind of see where you go from there. The only thing that surprised me in the defensive end was that Darnay Holmes stayed, but he also stayed because he took the that he basically took a reduction in salary, restructured his contract. I didn't think both Holmes and Flott were going to make this team, but I'm curious to see what's going to happen tomorrow at noon. And we'll see how the roster really starts to pan out at noon. But I didn't really see anything surprising. Last time we had a stud punt returner, kick returner. Like a stud? Odell Beckham. The most dynamic punt returner the Giants would have ever had, and I know that a lot of people talk about Dwayne, but the most dynamic one the Giants ever had when he was back there was Odell Beckham. He was the most potentially prolific returner. We got the
sounds of Sinatra in the way you look tonight.
What's up, Big Frank? What's up going on, everyone? No, Beavers got cut. Dwayne Harris. Yes, that's who I was going with. Dwayne Harris. I mean, but I don't think he was a stud. I think he was average at best. And Dave Meggett, to me, you're going back to the early 90s. Like I said, was he a threat? Yes. Was he that imposing threat that teams game planned around? No. When you put Odell Beckham back there, people would freak out. I remember early in his career when they had him return punts, people were going nuts. None of the linebackers other than Bobby have real run stopping abilities. No, you're right. You're right. Kayvon Thibodeau, Aziz are more pass rushers. I wouldn't mind the big nickel because I trust Belt. Like I said, I think we go big nickel. I think if we're going to go anything, you go. No, Beavers did not make the team. I think you go big nickel. Jason C. Damn, I was hoping Beavers would come back and be solid this year. I didn't see anything with Beavers when we're at training camp or during the games. I mean, big body, big presence, but he didn't really translate onto he'll be back on the practice squad. Dominic Hickson was solid. Yep, he was solid till the injury. When not injured, I called him a sissy man because he was never seemed that fast. And when he was about to get hit, Zach Attack has said this a couple times. Don't forget to like when you come into the room. Get up to 50 likes. Zach Attack says, "I missed the NASCAR. We're not running NASCAR. We're not running NASCAR whatsoever. Just want to apologize for my fuck up in the stream. Oh no, don't worry about it, brother. Shit happens. I didn't even. I saw it, but I didn't even think about it. I figured it was a cut and paste issue. So don't. Someone from the chat is texting me, but don't worry about it, brother. You're good. You're good. You're all good. You weren't gonna get banned. Let's see here. I don't ban people. I only ban stupid people. Captain the Admiral says Eli wouldn't make a good quarterback. I don't think Eli Manning wants to be a quarterback coach. I think Eli Manning is done. He's now a personality. But is there anyone out there right now? Seriously, is there anyone out there on the waiver wire? And we're scanning the waiver wire that as a Giant fan you want to bring in. Offensive lineman, defensive lineman. Is there anyone out there? Excuse me. Is there anyone out there right now that you see that you're like, no, this is a guy we need to bring in. This is a guy that we need to see if he clears waivers and we need to sign. Because you're gonna need that swing tackle. And that's gonna be the end of the day. Because you cannot tell me no one can tell me they have confidence in old Matt as your swing tackle. Because he was a turnstile tackle, but he was not a swing tackle. Who sent me a link? Oh, it's an NFL. Yeah, it's funny. Actually, someone sent me that before, Zach. But thank you for sending me that, Zach. Actually, someone sent me that once before. Actually, the thinking, it's Will Grier got cut too by the Cowboys. One of the things that did shock me, like I said before, and someone asked me a question, what shocked me was Brightwell making the team. And right now, Gary Brightwell's on the team, but I think that shocks me a little bit more than anything else. I would say at the moment. But there's really, like I said, I'm not seeing any stunners. And this is all gonna change tomorrow. And I'm just looking through, see if I can't see anyone. Let's see here. Although it is fun for football fans right now, I trust decisions. I trust Shane. Like I said, I trust Shane and Dable wholeheartedly with their decisions they're making right now. Zach says, do you think the Giants' run defense is worse or better than last year? I think the interior line is going to be better with Ashawn and the Nacho. I think they're going to be better that way. I am worried, as we mentioned before, about having our defensive end the ability to hold containment and set the edge, and I'm worried about our outside linebackers. Eli said he didn't want to coach. I didn't know that. RF says, I think people are sad about Beavers because they like seeing Beavers. I'm old. I just think, gee, Wally. Let's leave it to Beaver. Sports Critic says, what does he say? Let's get Malik Cunningham. Is Malik Cunningham out there? What do you think about Isaiah? I like the Isaiah Simmons trade. Like I said, it's a low risk, high reward trade. I liked him when he came out of college. I thought if the Giants drafted him in the first round, I wouldn't have been upset about it. I think he's still positionless. And I think that if there is a guy that can find a role for him, that is going to be Wink. He's a reclamation project in some regards, but that's why we only got him for a 7th round pick. Let's get Malik Cunningham. Is it Malik Cunningham out there, though? I was wondering, did he get cut? We need a swing tackle bad. Yeah, a little bit. The only person Eli is going to mentor right now is his nephew. I would have Peyton mentor. Zach, let's see here. Matt is a swing tackle. All right. Defender swing right past him. Let's see here. Saquon Holy now looked like a joke compared to, yeah, it did. The Sports Critic says, wait, so all the cuts have been made yes, all the cuts right now have currently been made. You have noon tomorrow is when the fun starts, in reference to signing people. So that the fun starts at 4 noon on Wednesday. So let's see here. Please tell me we just picked them up. Let me see. I'm trying to see if there's anyone else out here that's piquing my interest. It's kind of hard because
That's what she said.
Sorry, can't even work the buttons today. I am surprised about Wan'Dale Robinson in some regards. Let's see here. I like Nick McLeod. I like Nick McLeod making the team. Like I said, I guess the biggest thing right now that surprises me, if anything, like I said, is Brightwell and Cam Brown. And if Bobby made the team, that's a little bit. I just don't like Isaiah Simmons wearing 19. I just don't like it. Let's see. Let's see what the 53 man looks like. Yeah, Bobby is on the team. You got Gary Brightwell. You got the running. Let's see here. Like I said, this is not official, but I'm looking at your linebackers are Okereke, Coughlin, Cam Brown, McFadden, Isaiah Simmons. If your linebacking core is Bobby Okereke, Carter Coughlin, Cam Brown, Misha McFadden, and Isaiah Simmons, you should be concerned. And I understand you're going to say that Kayvon Thibodeau and Ward are linebackers, but they both play better with their hands in the dirt. And if you're going to say Azeez Ojulari and Boogie are going to be linebackers, well, they're more defensive ends. And you have the corners going with let's see here with Banks, Flott, Hawkins, Jackson, and Holmes. You got McKinney, you got Bobby, you got McLeod, you got Pinnock, you got Belton, you got Owens. I like Owens. I thought Owens was going to make the team. I thought he was going to make the team right off Jump Street. So I thought he had a good camp. I thought he played well. I thought he showed his skill set not only as a defender but on special teams as well. So I think you were fine with that. But it's just kind of crazy where we're at here right now. I liked 40. I liked 46 too for Isaiah Simmons. I really did like 46. I thought that would have been a cool number to wear. I was thinking I was going to buy a 46. But everyone knows I'm going after my nephew's jersey, and that's going to be Mr. Schmidt. That's Jingleheimer Schmidt, my nephew. No, we're not really related. It just when I put up, I took a picture with him a couple weeks back, and people commented and go, "You guys look really familiar. You guys look similar. You guys look like you're related." Let's see here. Teams don't list defensive end as linebackers to say, yeah, sometimes teams, that was the whole fiasco with Leonard Williams not wanting to be a defensive tackle. Even though he played the majority of it, that contract year, he played the majority of his plays as a defensive tackle. He wanted to be listed as a defensive end so he can get paid that he can get that defensive end, cap number. When he got the tag, he was like, I'm a defensive end. I would be a Buick. I'd be anything you want me to be. Let's see here. Is there anything else going on here, guys? Because I got to finish my video for this afternoon about the roster. I think we're gonna close that early. Like I said, I usually don't do streams during the week anymore because we usually just do the Sunday one with R0B. But I wanted to jump on and say hi to everyone. So I do miss getting a chance to chat with chit chat with everyone a little bit. Jamie Gilliam should have got cut. I agree. I agree. I want Sims to take O'Shane's number 50. That would be nice. Why don't he take number 58? Listen, I'm gonna tell you this: if you're going to retire a number for the Giants, you need to retire 53. You need to retire 53. I also want to give a big shout out to Carl Banks. It is Carl Banks' birthday today, so happy birthday, Carl. I mentioned I met Carl Banks in Pasadena in 1987 with my father in a hotel a couple days before the Super Bowl. And it was an experience that I always remember. And then I also met him again 20 years ago with my father before he passed away at a 20th year anniversary event for the 86 Giants. So I wish happy birthday. And I jokingly said that I still have the Carl Banks helmet on my desk. And he said, always on top of my computer is my Carl Banks helmet. That's always on the top of my autograph Carl Banks helmet. That's always on the top of my computer. It's been there for like 10 years, 15 years. It's like since I can literally remember. But we're gonna sign out here early, guys. We're gonna close this out because it's been a lot of fun today. Make sure you come in and see us on Sunday for Sunday Giants. We'll also, hey, RF, it was good talking to you too. Like I said, I miss everyone. I miss everyone when we come in here and do these things. I really do miss talking to a lot of you guys because it's a lot of fun. Hope a lot of people are gonna come out to the Giant game in 2 weeks for that Dallas game because I'm gonna be there. So hopefully to see everyone there as well. We're gonna do the live stream with Rob on Sunday, so make sure you stay tuned for that. We're gonna do our season preview. Lord knows what we're gonna do Sunday before the Giant game. It'll be a lot of fun. But if you're in the area, just say, like I said, let's get. I always tell people I love meeting everyone in person because I think it's awesome that you see the icon, you see the name, and then you see the person literally there, and it's just so funny. I mean, quick story. Went to the game with Irish Rover. Irish Rover flew in from Lens far away, and I'm in the parking lot and I'm sitting on the back of my Jeep. And I've never met him. I've never seen Irish Rover before. I've never met him. Had no idea what he looked like. But as this guy was coming at me, I was like, that's the Rover. Thank God I was right. Because I have a tendency to hit people and tackle people when I see them. And thank God it turned out to be him. Let's see. Chris says, Ward, don't you think it was a little hard on the Beaver?
That's what she said.
Gee, Wally. Chris for the love of MMA dropping a gem before we close that. But we're going to close it out. We're going to have a good time this season. Everyone's going to have a ball. And again, this is Tim. Online Big Blue. Appreciate everyone hanging out. And I'm out of here.